Number 38, factor each expression as completely as possible. So when we look here, we have 5x squared plus 15x minus 20. They all have a common factor of 5. So you divide out the 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1, so you just have x squared. 15 divided by 5 is 3. 20 divided by 5 is negative 4. And let's move it on. I should probably finish this one first, huh? So now look at here, you got your x squared, your minus 4. So you're looking for things that multiply to be a negative 4x squared, that add to be a positive 3x. So since it needs to be it needs to multiply to be negative, that means one has to be positive and negative, and then which means you'll have to subtract, and then you look, and since it needs to be a positive, that means the biggest number has to be positive. So 4x minus 1x is 3x. So I'm going to bring my negative 1. Oops, I forgot to write the x here, but pretend it's there. So negative 1x and 4x. So you pull out your x's, and then x times 4 gives you 4x. X times negative 1 gives you negative 1, and then negative 1 times 4 is a negative 4. So then you have 5. Remember how we took that out to begin with? So bring it down. 5, x plus 4, x minus 1. B, 3x to the third minus 6x squared minus 45x. You'll notice they all have a common factor of 3, but they also have a common x. So we're going to take out 3x this time. So when we do that, 3x to the third divided by 3x would be x squared. 6x squared divide by 3x would be 2x, and then 45x divided by 3x would be 15. So now you've pulled out the 3x. So then you have your x squared minus 2x minus 15. So you have your x squared, your minus 15. Two things that multiply to be a negative 15x squared that will add to be a negative 2x. And so since this is negative, you know one will be positive, one will be negative, which means you'll have to subtract. And then since this one's negative, your biggest number has to be a negative. So negative 5x plus 3x would give you a negative 2x. Put your 3x, negative 5x, x times 3 gives you 3x, x times negative 5 gives you negative 5x, and then double check, negative 5 times 3 is a negative 15. So 3x times x plus 3 times x minus 5. That would be completely factored. Looking at C, this one, hopefully you see that once you divide out the common factor, you divide out a 2, you have x squared minus 25 left. That is a difference of squares. Well, please recognize that. It'll save you some time. The square root of x squared is x. The square root of 25 is 5. So one will be a minus, one will be a plus. Bada bing, bada boom, you're done. So 2 times x minus 5 times x plus 5. That works because it's a difference of squares. If you don't notice that it's a difference of squares, don't forget your middle term would be a 0x, and then you'd factor like normal. On D, looking here, you have x squared y minus 3xy minus 10y. They all have a y in common, so you can pull the y out. That leaves you with x squared minus 3x minus 10. Your x squared goes here, your negative 10 goes here. Multiply to be a negative 10x squared, add to be a negative 3x squared. Again, since this is negative, you know one will have to be positive, one will have to be negative. You check, since they have to add up to be a negative, means the highest number will be a negative, and you'll subtract. Negative 5x plus 2x is a negative 3x. So when you bring it up, I put my positive 2x here and my negative 5x here. Bring your x and your x down. Then you have your 2x, your negative 5x, and then you can x plus 2, x minus 5. So don't forget about the y, so you have your y times x minus 5, x plus 2. If you need more explanation or more practice, let me know. Thanks.